Hello, and welcome to another edition of Emotions Expert. I'm John Rushton. I get lots of correspondence from people on many, many subjects, and one of recent date has been that of coming out. And people have given me their ideas of what they think they should do, what they would like to do, if they should in fact do it, or whatever it may be. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, this is your life and you've got to do what is expedient for yourself. You have to do what you are in charge of and not what you are in fear of, because fear is the most terrible thing out. So you've got to do this from a stance of you would like to do whatever you want to do. And if coming out is part of it, then so be it. One of the things that people ask me, and I don't know, this is entirely up to you. You've got to make your decisions in life because we are all different people, is should I come out? And if you think you should, then do so. The bottom line is, however, you don't have to come out to anybody, anytime, anywhere, for any reason, because this is your life. You're not questioned by other people as to whether what you're doing is right or wrong. There's no right or wrong. This is you. And if you happen to be gay or whatever, then fine, that's all right. This is what you do. This is your life. This is you as a person. And whether you want to tell somebody, that's entirely up to you. It's your own volition. Obviously, you will meet partners who are equivalent to who you're yourself, and that's fine as well, because you'll actually meet them and have an instant understanding or synergy, so you'll get two gay people together or whatever it may be. But when it comes to telling other people, this is how you need to progress yourself in life. If you need to tell your parents, or you think you want to tell your parents, because it will make it easier if you take your girlfriend home or your boyfriend home or anybody else, they will understand more readily as to why you're doing this, or why you're not doing something else, or the way things are, or the way your life is progressing. It will make it easier, maybe even make it more comfortable for them. Some parents don't care. All they do is want to love you. And if you're happy, they are happy. That's it. The bottom line. There's nothing else, no ulterior motives. Your parents love you. They know you've told them you're gay, and they say, okay, it was a bit of a surprise, but some cases it's not a surprise. But whatever it is, they know, and that's it. They're happy. You're happy, they're happy, everybody's happy. Some parents, particularly those from religious organizations and sometimes some cultures, are not happy, but they are lacking in love. They're hypocrites. They're debased people, because all they do is talk about God this, God that, God that. But when it comes to push comes to shove and their children tell them that they are gay, they actually go mental. They throw them out of the house sometimes. Well, that actually is very disgusting, because it just shows you what love you have within you. You don't have any. You have a big thing called selfishness, and therefore you should suffer in your own juices if that's the case. I mean, it's absolutely diabolical, but it happens and you have to get over it. So if you're going to tell your parents, particularly if they're from a religious background or cultural background, make sure you're in a position that if that happens, you have an alternative, you have plan B, you can go and live somewhere else and not just stay with a friend for a few nights or whatever it may be. You've got to actually look at that from that point of view. It's not a very nice position to be, to think your parents are going to be ogres and throw you out and disown you and all these kind of pathetic things that people do in life, but some of them do. And it's predominantly from, as I say, religious groups and various cultures. For those who don't want to say anything to anybody and prefer to live in the closet, that's a choice you make yourself. It's again nobody else's business. If you want to do that, you will have to suffer the consequences of living in a shadow all your life. You'll miss out on an awful lot of things because you'll be petrified of being found out if you go here, petrified if you're found out about talking there, paranoid about talking to somebody of the same sex in case somebody says, oh, I saw him talk, oh, and you get all panic-ridden. And that's also pathetic. But this is your choice. These are all your choices you have to make. And you have to coldly look at life as to what the situation is. Many people say, oh, you've no idea, if I come out, this will happen and that will happen and my company will, and all these kind of things. Yet other people in the very same situation have actually come out and nothing's happened. Absolutely nothing's happened. Everybody said, oh, okay, fine. And that's it. It's no big deal for somebody else. It may be a big deal for you because it's your life, but your life isn't somebody else's life. So if you tell somebody else, it may be a bit of a surprise, but it's still no big deal. And as for your company, well, providing you're doing whatever you should do proficiently like you were before, there's absolutely no reason why you should change. And that's one of the things you actually got to understand. The realization of life is about you. It's how you want to proceed forward, what you want to do. There are lots of hurdles in life in many areas, and coming out for many people is one of them. You may not want to tell your parents, but you may want to tell other people. You may not want to tell even your immediate family. But these are choices you've got to make yourself. You've got to realize that whatever choice you make, it's your life. You were born to be who you are in life. That is your whole purpose. That is your sole purpose in life, to be you. Not to be a figment of what somebody else thinks, somebody else says, some organization says you should do this, some religion makes you unhappy. If your religion makes you unhappy, then you might as well be a devil worshipper because you're getting nothing from it. There's something wrong and debased. And a lot of people in religions, particularly the ministers in the religions, are such old fuddy-duddies. They live in bygone times and eras, and they don't want to upset the cart by being sort of new age or anything, or understanding about new policies or whatever. And therefore, it threatens them. And they feel, when they feel threatened, they actually want to put the burden back on you because this is all about you and how could you, and it's evil and you'll be cast into the fires of hell. And this is supposed to be from your loving God. You're going to be cast into the fires of hell. Well, thank goodness he doesn't dislike you, because if he loves you and you're going to be cast into the fires of hell, thank goodness he doesn't dislike you, because goodness knows what would happen to you. But all of these things you've got to take into consideration, that this is your life. Your sole purpose in life is to live your life your way, the way you want, how you want, eat what you want, dress the way you like, do whatever you do. This is your total journey. This is success to you. It's to do what you need to do, not to live in fear, not to live in the shadow of somebody else or your parents or anything around you whatsoever. You can do what you need to do. And millions of people live that way every day. And they do that by listening to themselves, not listening to endless other people. Because one of the things that if someone speaks to you and gives you an opinion, it's all about them. Their opinion is about them. You may be the subject, fair enough, but their opinion is about them. Even if it happens to be good, it's still about them, because you are the expert on your life. You know who you are, where you are, you know what you like, what you dislike, you know your dreams, your fantasies, you know your fears, your phobias, you know your anxieties, your tensions, you know your little quirky bits and funny little bits. And all of these things you are an expert on. They are not. And they may have known you for quite some time, but they still don't know all those things. They don't know what you would like to do. They don't know the people you fancy. They may know a certain type of person, but that's all they know. Outside of that, they know no more. This is your life. You have to perfect it yourself. You have to do the best you can. And if you have to leave to go somewhere else to do this, to gain the courage and the anonymity to start off with, to live your life, then that's something you need to consider also, because some people do need to do that. We're not all sort of blunderbusses and going around saying, I don't care what you think and what you think. Some do, but some don't. And if you're one of those that doesn't, or you're not quite sure, then you've got to find an environment in which you can thrive and do well. All of these things are vitally important. Whether you come out or not, is up to you. It's up to your volition. If you do, do so, but do it in a good way. I was looking on the internet and on YouTube, and I saw, just as research, and to see dozens and dozens of people coming out in their videos. Some people did a most excellent job in about 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. Absolutely brilliant. And I was really amazed. It was really quite uplifting to listen to what they said. Other people took 45 minutes, and it was in between sobbing and screaming and doing this and shouting and jumping on their bed and falling back and sobbing and telling this and all kinds of, it was dull, it was boring, it was insignificant. It's all about sort of them showmanship of themselves, wanting attention seeking or pity or pitiful, but it wasn't very good. Whatever you do, make it short, sharp and sweet. Do this because it will be to your benefit. You will actually thrive from doing this. Make sure you understand what you're going to say. You may not say it exactly when you come to say it, but that doesn't matter. The fact is, you've got in your mind what you want to say and how you want to say it. And when you've said it, that's it. You can now move on. Your rest of your life is ahead of you, and that is important. You do not want to be dragging the past with you. You do not want to be living in the veil of fear or negativity or anything else. You do not want to be living at the end of somebody else's thought process or expectations, and they think you're going to do this and this and this, and how can I say no? I can say no, and if again they love you, they will accept it. They may be a bit disappointed, but fine, they'll get over it. But at the end of the day, it's your life, and make sure you keep your life to yourself and live it the way you want.